Well, hello again. This is Hero. This is our famous ugly duckling black pine. Those of you that have been following, if you go way back, you could see the chapter on ugly duckling when I started this from 1 gallon. And it was ugly, and at the time I didn't think it was ever going to amount to anything. So I did this drastic action, and it really paid off. This is turning out to be one of the most popular one that people want. So this is more or less the winter technique, where we cut off a lot of these very vigorous growers and things that are going up. So that's what I'm going to do first, is to get the obvious ones out and then keep it horizontal. And what we're doing is taking off the vigorous and saving the weaker ones. What happens is, after a certain point where it's more or less done, you got to cut back on the energy. And these big ones are indication of strong growth and high energy. And the finished bonsai should have more of a weakened buds or candles, so that it stays more proportional, which is probably very contradictory. That's why I've been saying that pine is one of the most difficult things to teach, because a lot of what we do is contrary to common sense. So in the juvenile state, keep it healthy. Keep these candles coming up nice and strong. But as it starts to become finished, then you're going to start getting rid of all these vigorous ones and work with the one that is weak. Oh, when I say weak, doesn't mean unhealthy. It's just that smaller. So cutting off these big ones. See? And there's enough stuff in here. Keep it going. Now, I think I've been saying before, there's all kinds of styles, and every person have a different way of doing it. So if you hear or see other people do it differently, that's just as correctly as the way I've been doing it. So don't worry about it. Of course, that's more confusing, but hey, that's what bonsai is. Confusing. And I'm pretty sure people from different parts of the world see things differently. And to me, a bonsai is not so much the finished object, although that's what we're trying to do. It's the process, I think. You know, you do something and see it grow, and do something wrong and then they bite you. You know, that's all the process of learning. And to me, I think that's the goal, is to enjoy the process. Now, those of you with deep pockets, hey, you could just come here and buy the best stuff, and you could enjoy it that way. You know, some art connoisseurs are not painters. They just buy. That's okay too. What I've been doing recently is I put this platform on this cart, and that height of that top is about the same height as my display bench, so that I don't have to pick these up. I just slide it off. These are getting quite heavy, so I have to really be careful what I try to pick up. In my younger days, it was no big deal to pick up something like this, but I'm very cautious now. Okay, so anyway, this is the other side. I'm not sure if this is the back side or the front side, but at least it's the other side of where I got started. So I'll prune this side. I think this is the back side. It looks pretty good though. It's one of those surprising things that I didn't think it was going to amount to anything, yet it's turning out to be one of the best that I've created from seed. I got these from seed, and this is relatively young, I think. Well, in terms of pines, I think this is about 25 years old, which is fairly good, or fairly young. I believe this is the front. It's looking really good. I'm quite happy the way it's coming out. But when I first started, I really didn't see a future in this. But let's look at all the features we always look for. The roof flare. Definitely it's got a good roof flare. And as it goes up, I think the most striking part of this is our movement or the style. Not so much in dramatic taper. Used to be the ugly duckling, but it's turned into a beautiful swan. So anyway, this is Hero saying, doggone it, I sure lucked out on this. I had no idea what to do, so I tried this technique with the string and made it like a bow, and son of a gun, it turned out. So, you know, those are the things you gotta do. When you got something that doesn't look like it's going to amount to something, give it a shot with something that's out of the ordinary, and then sometimes it turns out great. Other times, So anyway, that's the beauty and the fun of bonsai. Always trying something new. So actually, I don't even know whether this is any style that we should be considering. Okay, anyway, this is Hero saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.